You can see the U-joint bolts are apart. He just pushes back against that slip yoke and...
Wow, that thing actually moves.
Perfect. Can tie that up out of the way.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's like
working
somebody
really
actually
nice.
greases something
Yeah.
around here.
Yeah, so that we can, how's it feel? Little wobble?
Preloads. It's kind of light.
Seems a little light. This doesn't have a crush sleeve, right?
Nope.
So this, you just set it to a certain foot-pounds and you're done?
Right. These fittings are the lube for life. No grease.
Yeah, I
They
see
feel
that.
Smooth. When
Yeah.
we grab a bungee and get that
Yeah,
out of the way.
okay. I'll be putting a gun on this and undoing this big nut right here and tapping out the yoke. It's easy. 1 5/16" nut and washer comes right off. Colin held the pinion, pulled it right out. You can see it right there. Very nice, huh? Wow.
No chips.
Yeah, got some shims right there. Not bad.
I'll just pull it out and seal out.
Okay. Get right in there and probably that freaking seal out of the
Maybe.
housing. Usually.
Not a lot of room to get under this one.
There we go. There's some good movement there. Yep, nice. Yeah. Wow. Jeez.
I don't know. This is from Carl Jantz. I don't know if this is, I think this is a
Look at
standard
that.
seal.
Yeah, we'll just...
But this is different from a regular 60.
There you go. You can see the races in there.
I might have, if I can't tell, I may have to.
Yeah, so you can see we got a long extension going through there. No, that seal is still in there. Yep.
Yeah, it's not coming.
All right, give it some love.
Let me get actual.
All right, you can see it moved a little bit. Meanwhile, this is the pinion seal right here. I'm gonna feed those numbers into the computer and see if we can identify this. Okay, so what's going on? Well, basically the seals are out of the front axle, the carrier's out. We're getting a new pinion seal for behind the yoke. There it is right there. So this is just a standard Dana 60. Mike called the great Carl Jantz up in Alaska, I think, and got some information about the seals. But meanwhile, new inner seals are coming. But we noticed that there's a lot of crud in the axle tube. So there's some simple green sprayed in there. Now we're heating up the hot water pressure washer, and we'll end up completely cleaning out these axle tubes and getting all that mud and debris. Because really for a while, both these seals were leaking. So you got a lot of heavy residue in the axle tube. So we want to get it all cleaned really nice, pressure wash the front end, get her looking good for reassembly. All in all, not bad. Comes apart pretty good.
Might be worth just putting a shovel or something in there.
All right, so this is simple green was put in the axle tubes, and now we're using the heated high pressure washer to really just clean these freaking tubes out, man. They're a mess. There you go. Send it, brother. Send it. I'll come around with the flashlight and examine it, see if we got them good. Yeah, there you go, on this side. Little small spade shovel would work good. Hey, hey! Sorry. All right. All right, let me get the flashlight in there. Oh, yeah, look at, what do you think? Pretty damn good.
Well, you know what? Forget it.
The rest I think we can just get with a rag.
Yeah.
We'll push it out on the
All right, so maybe just the short side now is looking pretty rough. All right, I'm happy with that, Mike. I think if we just take some rags now and bore it, we'll have it.
Plug this side so we can come back.
Yeah, we need like a spade shovel in there. Really trying to massive grease dirt buildup. So between the simple green and the hot water pressure, we should be able to clean those tubes really nice.
We'll end up hitting it with the pressure washer and the foam cannon.
Get that other knuckle too when you get a chance.
Yeah, we'll get all this dirt off the brakes.
Those calipers, I don't know, they're pretty bad too. If we steady the caliper, you could probably just get all that mud out of them. All right, one skid plate. So now you can see his Atlas transfer case, which you don't normally get to see, all hidden nice. So I don't know, 4 or 6, maybe 8 various nuts and bolts to get this skid plate off of here. Pretty impressive system, actually. You can see that everything was really buttoned up nice. But he's got a transmission oil pan leak. So we're looking at getting a gasket. Looks like this oil pan is about maybe 3 inches deep.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah, so what we gotta do is...
Yeah. So now this whole next assembly comes off, huh?
Yeah,
so the
it's
control
this
arms.
here, the back mount for the transfer case.
Yeah.
This cross member's got to come off. 2 links on the front, and then these 2 clamps up here. And this whole thing comes down.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, if you want to...
Let's do those control
what
arms.
I would do now is maybe...
Inch and an eighth for these big old control arms. Huh? He's already got the nuts off of them, so.
Just gotta put a ratchet. So I'll
Yeah.
grab a ratchet strap or 2,
And do what?
so we can pull the front end forward,
Oh, to drop them out.
or keep it from
Yeah.
going
So,
the way we don't want.
so you don't. Yeah. Okay. Right. So obviously with the lower control arms coming out, the thing would want to flop. So he's gonna get some ratchet straps and just kind of anchor the front axle in place. Massive. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen the control arms disconnected from this Jeep. And then we're going to be undoing
I don't think
these
this thing's been off since we built that.
these Allen bolts right here. See this whole sub-assembly? So the control arms are dropping out. Basically, we got to remove all of this armor. I guess you would call it armor. This looks like some custom work here to access the transmission oil pan, which has been leaking, and they're done. They're done with the leak, and it's time to change. Guys, look at that, huh? There's your.
These things are still nice.
Holy shit! Oh my God! I cannot believe the freaking.
Super smooth, though.
Yeah, they move smooth, but you cannot believe how rigid these heim joints are on this
Only a
thing.
year old.
Man, I mean, you gotta wrestle this thing up. Look at that, huh?
Just greased them, that's one.
And yeah, pretty impressive lower control arms. Yes, I bet you these cost a fortune. But anyway, they're out.
They're a little scarred up, huh?
Yeah, they're scarred up, but they definitely do their job. So now we're looking at what? Some Allens right here, some Allen bolts
Screw
right
back in the
there.
back.
1
big half.
Oh,
inch for
okay,
the
because
T-case.
this is holding the Atlas up.
Yep, they're right here.
Okay.
Well, and then the adapter bracket, that too. That's the other thing that's holding it, right?
No, there's just one. That's
Oh,
it.
that's it?
That's it.
All right, so a screw jack underneath the Atlas. This bolt right here is apparently what holds up the Atlas. And let's see what we got here. What are we taking off? These
Well,
these right here?
yeah, it's on the other side. Those are just the nuts, but
Oh,
same,
okay.
Same Allen.
And then what though? I mean,
Then that just comes out. It just
Like-
kind of
like
fits
a-
together. So you hammer it this way, see how it kind of
oh,
slides
there's
in.
a seam there. Okay,
Yeah.
all right, I see it now. There's a slight seam right there. Okay, so we're getting close, and
right here, just, you know,
once this piece of frame structure is removed, then we'll have total access underneath the transmission. Pretty wild. Yeah, I've never seen the Growler broken down this far. It's kind of neat.
It doesn't happen often.
Yeah, it doesn't happen often. Why? Because basically this thing runs really well and really strong. I always basically say it's bulletproof. And it's not like they just got sick of dealing with the leak. So they're like, hey, look, let's take this pan off and let's get a new transmission gasket on there. If I was to guess, yeah, 5/16, smaller than 3/8 for sure. You can see that
I'll leave these two
he
little
took one of the
Allens in
bolts
for
out
now.
of there. He's got the 2 nuts off of there. So now it's this long donger that goes right through the transfer case
What is that,
bracket.
3/4?
Yeah, it looks like 3/4. So you can see now. You got that nut off?
I got the nut
The
off.
one big long bolt. So what do we got to do? Put some pressure on it on
Yeah,
the
just some
backside,
pressure.
rubber
Yeah,
mallet,
get this washer off
and so you can see there's like a U here. I'm going to show you that where the transfer case is just kind of cradled in there, and doesn't look like anything. It just looks like it fits into a cradle, right?
Yep, it's
That's
just
the
like two
whole
little
idea.
tabs.
Yeah.
Just look for anything that might be cracked or broken. Or
I'm
looks-
looking, I haven't seen anything.
I want to check the nuts that hold the T-case to the adapter too.
Right here?
Yeah, on both ends.
Oh, on the back side?
Yeah. Oh, that's a Novak adapter, one piece, billet aluminum. Beautiful.
Yeah, when's the last time that you did a visual on this or had this off?
I
Years?
have.
Years?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Skid plate we've taken off quite a bit, but not this part of it,
Now-
not the subframe.
Maybe that rubber mallet will just kind of.
Yeah, that's what I thought. A rubber mallet, a few shots, and then put that impact right here.
Say shot.
Yeah, all right, so she's definitely dropping down now, too. I got to put some upward pressure on this because that's the last thing holding it, correct?
No, I got these
oh, you got a
ones.
bolt in right there. I see a bolt there and one bolt here.
They're not actually attached, they're just kind of sitting in there.
All right.
Yeah, that won't fall out of there.
Might need a swivel.